Work is important for our health, well-being and social life. It's also important for the organisations we work for and for the economy of the country. But, in many industries, the work activities that we perform or the substances and situations that we are exposed to can and do cause harm to our health. In this DVD, we will look at the health risks to your breathing, skin, muscles, bones and joints, hearing and touch, and well-being, and some examples of steps to minimise these risks. First, we will look at risks to your breathing. What are the causes? Breathing in too much dust, vapours, gases and fumes can cause serious damage to your nasal passages, windpipe and lungs. Exposure can be due to many things, including the obvious, such as poor housekeeping, poor extraction systems, poor work practices, poorly maintained or ill-fitting masks or respirators, spillages, badly contaminated overalls, lack of proper storage, and a lack of training and awareness of the problems. So how can you minimise the risks? There are a number of practical things, such as following instructions given during training or briefings, using good extraction systems, maintaining control equipment, damping down dusty areas or tasks, minimising contamination of clothing and work surfaces, using the correct respirator or mask, monitoring control systems, practicing good housekeeping, and cleaning up spills. Now, risks to your skin. What are the causes? Your skin is the outer layer of protection to your body. Exposure to chemicals and other hazardous materials can lead to this protection being broken down. It can cause pain, dermatitis, sensitization, and even cancer. Damage to your skin can arise in many situations. For example, immersing hands in hazardous materials and wet work, splashes, aerosols and dusts landing on the skin, poor or no extraction of hazardous materials, skin coming into contact with contaminated surfaces, using unsuitable protective clothing such as gloves, or using the wrong or poorly maintained protective clothing, not knowing how to put on or take off gloves safely, poor housekeeping, or excessive exposure to sun, and a lack of awareness of the risks. So how do you minimise the risks? Examples of simple steps include following instructions on packaging or from training and briefings, using substances that are less harmful, ensuring good containment of the hazardous material, minimise exposure to wet work and chemicals by using tools and good working practices, maintaining work equipment and extraction systems, using suitable personal protective equipment, practicing good housekeeping, considering skin health checks where necessary, and monitoring the effectiveness of control systems. Now, let us look at risks to your muscles, bones and joints. What are the causes? Your muscles, skeleton and joints support your body in all its movements. But damage to muscles, bones and joints occur when the process of doing the job at work is not planned. For example, moving or lifting heavy materials without the use of mechanical equipment or sufficient staff to make the job easier. Lifting materials in enclosed or awkward spaces, limiting your ability to move correctly. Doing repetitive tasks without breaks or changes in position. Sitting for long periods without thinking about the posture that you have adopted. Known or pre-existing conditions such as an old injury aggravated by incorrect work methods, or a lack of awareness of the risks. So how do you minimise the risks? The following steps will help. Using machines, trolleys and barrows to take the strain. Breaking up heavy loads into manageable sizes. Maintaining good posture and regular change of position. Ensuring good housekeeping to reduce slips and trips. Making access to materials and loads easier. Practicing job rotation to reduce the time exposed to risk. Being trained to do the job correctly. If at risk or with existing health conditions, considering medical assessments. keeping active in and out of work. This time, we will look at risks to your hearing and touch. What are the causes? Your hearing can be damaged by repeated exposure to loud or sudden high noise levels, and your sense of touch can be damaged by exposure to excessive vibration. Your hearing is at risk from working with noisy plant, equipment and tools such as hammers, drills and saws. Problems with vibration can come from using handheld power tools such as drills and chainsaws. Using high-impact tools such as breakers or scalers. Holding vibrating surfaces such as badly functioning equipment or steering wheels. Vibration damage can be made worse by wet or cold working conditions. How do you minimize the risks? There are a number of methods, including using a quieter method or low noise or vibratory tool. Using engineering controls such as enclosures, screens and silencers. Fitting damping pads or anti-vibration mounts. Practicing low noise or vibration purchasing or hiring for equipment. Maintaining machinery to reduce noise and vibration. Limiting the time spent in noisy areas or on vibrating tools. Considering health checks for early detection or management of health risks. Being trained to do the job correctly. And monitoring the effectiveness of your controls. Finally, risks to your well-being. What are the causes? If you or a colleague's pace of life becomes overwhelming and the situation is prolonged, it may ultimately affect work and health. There are a number of causes, for example, unacceptable workload, poor management practices including bullying and harassment, lack of communication and support at work, changes in home life making it difficult to balance home and work commitments. How do you minimize the risks? Employers and employees will benefit from working in partnership. Good communication, consultation and worker involvement. Reasonable work demands or control over the work environment. Realistic targets and timescales. Family-friendly policies and practices, as well as policies for harassment and bullying. Managing the workload through support and feedback. Trained staff and managers. And being aware of the potential sources and early signs of stress and taking appropriate action.
In summary, the examples in this DVD should help you to reduce health risks from work and to benefit from it. If you have any concerns about any of the issues raised in this DVD, please raise them with a manager or safety representative. Further comprehensive free advice and support is available online at the Health Risks at Work website at www.healthrisksatwork.com. Free occupational health advice is available in Scotland from Healthy Working Lives on 0800 019 2211. And in England from the Health for Work advice line on 0800 077 8844. Local support and advice is available from your local safety group. Contact details can be found at www.safetygroupsuk.org.uk. This resource is produced by the Royal Society for the Prevention of Accidents, the Health and Safety Executive, Safety Groups UK and the Scottish Centre for Healthy Working Lives.